Hi everyone, it's me, West Coast Mom, and today I'm going to talk about C2C techniques, also known as corner to corner. So C2C or corner to corner is a way of working in the diagonal and creating these little blocks as you go along. I've made baby blankets out of this. It works beautifully with diagonal striping. I'm also working on a Afghan using this technique as well. I have seen clothing made out of this. Hats, scarves, even a sweater. Basically anything that requires a square or a rectangle, this technique works out really well. It has a nice texture to it. It's really quick and easy to work up. So I have made this cushion cover, and this is in a bobble stitch graph of a Westie, and this is to cover one of the existing cushions on my sofa. It's getting kind of old, and so I thought I would make something new to cover it up. So this is quite large, it's 20 inches square, and so now I'm at the point where, because I finished this, I'm looking for the back to make something so I can completely cover up the cushion. If you're interested in how I did this, I'll link the video to the bobble stitch crochet graph below that I made, and you can take a look at that. So I am using Lion Brand Heartland yarn. This is nice and soft. It's a beautiful neutral color called Grand Canyon. I really like working with this. It's very cozy and soft. I have my boy hook, size G or 4.25. This is the hook that I used for making the bobble stitch graph, and to be honest, I was too lazy to get another hook, and it never actually even occurred to me to change hooks for the back side, so I just continued using this. So I've looked up 3 different sort of techniques on how to make the C2C. Now first is the traditional one, that when you look up the video on how to do it or in the instructions, this is what they tell you to do. When you get to the end, you chain 6 and then you do 3 double crochets. When you're in the middle, you chain 3 and do 3 double crochets. So each block is made out of 3 double crochets and this chain 3. This one is the traditional way. If I stretch it apart, you can see it's a little sort of holy. You can see the light going through there, and some people like that, some people don't. Right, so that is that one, but it is really quick and easy to work up. The second technique, or sort of a modification on that I have seen, is at the very end you chain 5 and then you do your 3 double crochet. When you get in the middle here, you're chaining 2 and doing 3 double crochet. So the block here is 3 double crochet, but only a chain 2 instead of a chain 3. Now, part of the reason that makes this holy is this chain 3 becomes the basis for you for when you come back around, you're doing your 3 double crochet on that. And so it kind of pulls this a bit, and that's hence where you get these kind of holes a bit. With the chain 2, because it's shorter, it's a little denser, it doesn't pull as much, and so you will see it is less sort of holy. When I put one on top of the other, you will see that it's a little bit smaller, not that much. I mean, for me, it's not significantly smaller, but it is a little bit smaller. The other technique I've seen is where you chain 5 and then you do 3 half double crochets. And in the middle here, you're chaining 2 and doing 3 half double crochets. So this is a little bit denser again and much smaller. When I first worked it up, it didn't look as square and as blockish like this did to me. It actually looked more rectangular. The more I've done though, I feel like it's looking a little better. Each of these swatches, I've done 7 rows to compare. And so this one is also not as holy as the first one. However, you can compare the size. The half double crochet with the traditional 3 double crochet is basically a full block smaller with the same number of rows, and this is 7 rows like I said. Compared to the one with only the chain 2 and the double crochet, it's marginally smaller. It's a little bit smaller. So there you see the differences in size. Size, I think, would only be an issue if maybe you were working on a graph and you didn't want it to turn out so big, so maybe you would want to choose one of the smaller ones. Other than that, I think the density would be your main consideration. Do you want something sort of lighter and airier, like for certain clothing or blankets? You know, maybe you don't mind that it's light and airy, or maybe you want something more dense. Maybe the size of the yarn and the hook obviously will make a difference as well and impact that well. So you need to consider all these different kinds of things. I think what I'm thinking and what I'm leaning towards for my pillow is, because I want coverage, something more dense. I want something quick because I don't want to spend forever on this, because that took a long time, right? So I want something sort of easy, and so I am leaning towards this. But you know what? Tell me in the comments below which one you think, which ones you've done and what you think would be good for my project, or maybe you're working on a project right now. And so anyways, that is what the 3 different techniques look like. They're all pretty comparable, they're all pretty similar. The texture and the softness of the yarn doesn't make a difference, like it's still nice and soft, like so sometimes certain yarns when it's more dense it's not as soft anymore. But you know, I think they're all great, and you let me know in the comments below what you think. Alright, thanks for watching.